Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I am feeling like a rich old lady getting ready to decide and have a game to figure out who is gonna get the entirety of her will and fortune. Oh yes, Reginald, bring me my tea. The guests are here. Plus, I absolutely love filming in a dress because that means I don't have to wear pants. And as a YouTuber, that is always a positive plus. Hey guys, today we have made it through another month. We are coming closer and closer to the ever so epic close of 2020. Hopefully 2021 is going to be more of my year than this year was, although we did have a lot of positives. There's also been a lot of stress and chaos. For any of y'all who keep up with my Snapchat, you all know there have been some significant ups and downs. One sort of bump, blip, whatever in the road was me having to come back to Tennessee to help take care of my grandmother. So this month of hits and misses is kind of not gonna have too much in it, just because in that transitionary period, I just wasn't really doing a lot. I wasn't filming a lot. I wasn't putting my face on a lot. So I wasn't trying a lot of things. So I don't have a lot of like new stuff to share with y'all. So this is probably going to be a relatively short one, just because, like I said, all these sort of things come together to create why this isn't exactly an extensive hits and misses. Obviously, we gotta start with that musica. The first song of which I have been absolutely binge listening to just about every time I get ready to do, start getting ready for filming for YouTube. I have been listening to, I forget the artists who are part of it, but this is from the Has Been Hotel series. If any of y'all have sort of a dark, spooky humor, I will leave that shiz link down below. It is freaking hilarious. But the song Addicted, which is, I believe, Angel Dust and Cherry Bomb's theme, I will leave the music video down below as well as the just lyric video. It is just a really freaking great song. It's got a beat, it's got good lyrics. If you know the characters, then you're like vibing with that, but it's also something you can enjoy if you just like music. You don't have to be invested in the series to enjoy the song. And for some reason, that's just been kind of one of the vibes that I've been bopping to recently. So then kind of stumbling across the song, not sure why I hadn't stumbled across it sooner, but after I did, I'd been listening to it on a consistent repeat. The next is one song that I have like playlists that I'm like, okay, all right, y'all know, for those of you who are on Patreon and all that shiz, y'all know that I have playlists for the characters in my books. And then I just kind of have playlists that's like J-rock, K-pop, random goth music, random music. And this was in, I believe, my random music playlist. It's from the band, The Dreaming, who were originally Stabbing Westward, which throwback to like the OG emo music. And the song was just, I just kind of had the playlist on just going, and this song kind of just popped up, and for some reason it was like this resonating moment. And so I'd been listening to it a lot. I moved it into my vampire main book playlist. The song is Fly Away, which is just such a beautiful, like, I liked it and I put it in the playlist obviously, but for some reason now, after hearing it again and just consistently playing it over and over again, it's just really beautiful. I love his vocals. I love the music. I mean, Stabbing Westward and The Dreaming are one of my OG favorite sort of like early Baby Bat days, Soraya. But this is just a ballad that I've been really just enjoying listening to. I've been listening to it for like story inspiration. I've been listening to it when I do my makeup, when I clean, when I'm doing my whatevers. Just really been enjoying that all around. All right, now let's get into the makeup portion of this, which, like I said, there's not a lot. Although in saying that, we do have a lot of positive all up in here, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna start off with the one thing that isn't necessarily a negative, but after trying, both of these products have been on this, you've seen these things on my channel before. This is not their first appearance in a monthly hits and misses. First of which being a new favorite. This is the Tatcha Foaming Enzyme Powder. This one is in deep, which is kind of funny because on the back it says exfoliant for normal to oily skin. Your girl got normal to dry skin, but ever since I started like reusing this, I'd set this aside to try something else out. And then I used that up and I've started reusing this, and I really like how my skin is so much more using this than I do using this, which is the Amore Pacific Treatment Enzyme Peel Cleansing Powder. They're the same concept, same sort of thing. I believe they're the same sort of price point. Amore Pacific is also at Sephora, and it's not a cheap skincare brand. This one doesn't say it's for any specific type of skin tone, but whenever I use this one, I always felt like I kind of had this like film over my face, whereas this one just gets my face like I feel so clean. I feel super ready to slap on my serum, my moisturizer, my whatever. This one just gets my skin to a point of feeling, just like I said, really clean, really nice, really just fresh and ready. And so this one I would not repurchase. It's good. Like I said, when you compare these two, this one, for some reason, is now the lesser of the two. I may not have noticed the difference before because I have touted this one as well as this one. I just really, really like the way my skin feels after I use this one as compared to this one. I may repurchase this with that Sephora 20% off. Y'all know, you would have seen in my community tab, I'm buying like one thing and then I'm never going to be rouge again. That's my goal for 2021, is to not reach rouge. So of the two, just kind of looking at it now, this one I'm not as big of a fan of. This one is just so much more deep and cleansing, and I just feel so refreshed and ready to just, like I said, just move on ever so passionately and vigorously through the rest of my skincare routine. Then something that's definitely very new to me. Y'all know that your girl has never been a typical eye primer person. Usually I just foundation my face and that's typically worked. Well, it doesn't work anymore. I'm 30 now, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe my body and my face have decided it's time to rebel. And so I have been sort of using eye primers because the little spaces on my eyes you would have seen in a couple like get ready with me's and trying on products videos where I talk about those little spots where color just doesn't want to adhere to. It's just like, nope, I'm not gonna hang. And I saw Butte Bean use this and I saw that she recommended it. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Original. And I really, really like this. It has been a really good thing for my eyeshadow. I just do a little bit all up on there and it really has just improved the overall experience of applying eyeshadow. It helps this first layer to go on, and then I've noticed that when I build up colors in my crease and on my outer V, it keeps them from just kind of piffing off into nowhere. It keeps them, I don't have that little, so far with the eyeshadows I've used, I haven't had that little section where the color is just gone. Like I'll literally have color and then there'll just be this little teeny tiny segment where there's just nothing. So I've been really, really happy about this. I've been using it every time I use my makeup and the experience has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm a lot happier with how my eyeshadow is turning out. So less frustration there. Then let's talk about something that Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips totally made me buy. You know, definitely, absolutely, totally twisted my arm behind my back and told me, buy it. Not really, but she said they were good, and that was basically all the reason I needed. Y'all would have seen that Melt Cosmetics released these. They're the Digital Dust Duo Blushes. So they're the same formula as their highlighters, which I have learned to figure out how to use. And, you know, now that I know that, I saw these and I was like, oh boy, it's a glowy, duo-y highlighter blush. Y'all know your girl loves good blush duo. And y'all know your girl loves a good illuminating blush. Let me tell you, if that is the shiz you are into, if that is the shiz that gets you going, pick up one of these because they are absolutely sublime on the skin. I was a little nervous because the Digital Dust highlighter formula is a little difficult maybe to work with. I find that, you know, like a stiffer brush and all that jazz, but this one here in Buzzkill is so beautiful. It is what peachy goldy dreams are made of. First time I put this shiz on my face, it was an out-of-body experience. It is stunning. Then we have Raw Honey, which is a beautiful. I'm able to use this as a highlighter on its own, but I also do use it mixed in with this beautiful, just like mauvey, browny, neutral, shimmery, shiny goodness. Your girl likes looking all kinds of glossy up on that complexion. And then definitely my least used is Queen Bee. This is probably the one that is like most definitely least suited for my skin tone, but I have used this yellowy gold over an orange blush, and that's really pretty, and I've used this one over a neutral blush. I just think these are a stunning formula. If they were to come out with different color ranges, I would be very excited. They are very pricey, but they are the same price as their highlighters, which are also $39, so I think for getting 2 shades, that's not awful. I also really enjoy blush duos that are like the size of a typical blush, because that's part of what's put me off buying those Jouer Bouquet blush duos, because they're so big and I just want them to just, you know, sit, but they're big. But I will tell you right now, if you like a peachy corally blush, this is it. This is taking all those beautiful summery vibey things and throwing it into one. You can just swirl that shiz together or layer it. They just look so beautiful on your skin. Like an absolutely gorgeous, flawless finish. Not sure what I was expecting with these. I mean, Lacey said they were good, so I was like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. But they definitely exceeded any expectations I had, and they are definitely worth it. Absolutely love these. My favorite probably blush release so far of 2020. Next up is a product that I do have a try-on for, which is not out yet. It will be out after this, so definitely if you want to see this shiz in action, wait for that. Subscribe, tap that notification bell, do all that shiz. But your girl finally got her hands on the Pure X Raw Beauty Christy palette. I had Ulta points and sort of the same with Sephora. I used my points and I don't want to get like any sort of, I don't want to hit any hallmarks in Ulta for spending money. But this palette, when it was teased, when it was released, everyone all up and everywhere was losing their mind. I said in the video, Raw Beauty Christy is one of the realest content creators out there. I'd put her on par with Smoky Glow, just on that level of quality content and relatability. And so for her to have a collab, it was just all kinds of shut up and take my money. Now it is with Pure, which is a brand that I love their skincare. I haven't had that much experience with their eyeshadows. 2 of which were kind of but this is definitely superior to those experiences. In the video, I used the neutral side because these neutrals F me up. I love that they're neutral, but they're a little bit different and unique because you've got that kind of purpley shade there, then the orangey shade, then this beautiful like yellow marigold shade. This section here smacks very much of the Melt Cosmetics Rust palette. And then you have the colorful side, which is also beautiful. And I love how some of these shades you can just correlate really easily into the neutral side. I also love the fact that there is only one shimmer on both sides, so matte to shimmer ratio is popping. The only thing I'm just kind of like not a big fan of is the matte white, because I am not artistically advanced enough to understand the intricacies of a matte white shadow. But everything else, this Garden State is beautiful, Hurdle is beautiful, love the purple, the pink, the red is really nice. I mean, this is not like eyeshadow quality, especially for like brights, that I would typically be like, ah, yes, Pure Cosmetics, they have the best eyeshadow formula on the market. That's just not what I'm checking them for, so this was a really nice experience. Definitely a palette I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I'm not sure if it's still in stock. I saw that it was either Karen Harris or Britt Clark who was talking about that they saw it on Ulta still. That's where I got mine. It just like popped up on Ulta and I was like, okay, all right, finally. I was saving my points up for a reason. Absolutely happy that I got this. Totally recommend it. Quality, really, really good. All right, let's talk a foundation. Your girl did cave. I saw quite a few reviews and quite a few just like, I don't know, comments about this particular thing. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. Now, I don't really care about the whole foundation plus skincare because I'm not entirely sure, burp squad, how viable that actually is. I would, you know, want to talk to someone like Robert Welsh and his brother, his name is blanking, but him, I would trust him to tell me how viable skincare in makeup actually is. But, you know, whether it's got skincare or whatever not into it, this is a really good foundation. This is, I would say, coverage level of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, but it's a little lighter, a little more luminous, definitely much less matte, but still very, very skin-like, which is the type of foundations y'all know I love. I actually really like the IT Cosmetics CC Cream ones. I have the normal one and the Radiance one, and I think both of those are phenomenal. If you have dry or textured skin that you just want to give a really nice, even layer of foundation to, I would definitely recommend these. It's a light to kind of medium, maybe medium and a half if you push it, depending on how you apply it. And this is, again, another foundation that's very similar to the Josie Maran Argan Oil Fluid Foundation. I think they're pretty similar in price point, so just kind of pick your poison there. But I do like having different options in my wheelhouse, different foundations that I really love. You know, I tend to use the same, like, you know, 5 foundations. Currently, I'm rotating between my Physicians Formula, Too Faced, 2 IT Cosmetics ones, my ColourPop one, Josie Maran. I'm looking over here at what I brought with me to Tennessee, and that's it, except for the CoverGirl foundation that I also brought that I'm also rotating through. So I tend to do sort of the same thing over and over again with my foundation. I don't try new foundations too often because it takes forever to use them up, and I have what I like and I know what I like, but now that I know what I like, I've made a lot better choices about what to buy, and I really like these. Next, we're going to talk about something that's going to be in this video and also going to be in an anti-hauled it but bought it because your girl has issues. ColourPop was having, I want to say, a 25% off sale. I'm not entirely sure why I went on there. Probably no control. We're in the end, like tail end of 2020, so I haven't been the best on my makeup low buy. You know, I've been trying not to buy single highlighters, not to buy single blushes, and I did buy these 2 single blushes from the Mulan collection. And let me tell you, I'm not so sure about their normal blushes, but the collaboration ColourPop blushes are freaking good. And these 2 are no exception. This one here is Good Luck Charm, which is kind of this, it looks like you're like, girl, that's gonna be some kind of bronzer shiz all up on you. But it ends up being this really pretty, neutral nude, adding just a little bit of warmth and depth to your cheeks. It's got just a hint of shimmer. So typically what I do is I'll actually start with this one, which is Matchmaker, which is a little bit more matte, a little bit lighter. It also has that just little, just a kiss, just a touch of shimmer. And so I'll start with this one and I'll do all that, and then I will take this one and I will get just a little bit up on there, and I'll sweep it kind of on the upper parts of my cheekbones and then put highlighter on top of that. Like I said, I have used their like regular, just buy them, put them in a pan blushes. Not a fan, but any blush that I've tried that has been a collaboration. One of y'all sent me the Disney Midnight Masquerade blushes and highlighters. Those are phenomenal. I finally got my hands on the Sailor Moon ones. Those ones are really good. So when it comes to these collaboration blushes, even if the like, you know, eyeshadows are boring and everything else is lame, these are just, they've just been so good. It honestly really sucks that they're limited edition because, you know, they're limited edition. I want to be using these and recommending them to y'all because they're great quality, they're affordable, and they look really freaking good on the skin. ColourPop just needs to stop coming out with new shiz every other day, and they need to stop doing pointless, stupid, intellectual property collaborations. I'm so over the oversaturation of ColourPop in this market. Haven't watched the movie, didn't buy anything else from the collection, but the blushes are really nice. And that is what I have for you all for the month of hits and misses for October. We can wave goodbye to my absolute favorite month. We're going on into November. The weather is finally cooling down in Tennessee. Y'all, at the end of October, we had a day where it was freaking 81. As someone who wears wigs and tends to wear a lot of velvet and alternative clothing materials, I ain't vibing with 81 degrees in October. I'm vibing with 81 degrees in June. 81 degrees can just go take it and stuff it. But I would love to hear what you have to say about these products down below, as well as letting me know something that you've either been loving or absolutely disliking this month. There's definitely enough shiz coming out that we're trying that we can have yay or nay. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!